Thank you very much for being for this roundtable. Just for the people that are in the back, there is still some room. So if you want to sit, there are chairs. So thank you everyone for being here. I'm going to present myself very quickly. So I'm a member of the coordination committee and here to present you very inspiring stories with Decidim. So we are in presence of Sonia. We will present you New York City platform. Maybe I will do a round of introduction for everyone. So Sonia is a technology strategist of the digital equity team of New York City Civic Engagement Commission. So she's managing the Decidim platform for New York City and the participatory budgeting they have. She has a background in web engineering and volunteer work for voter protection and ballot rescue programs in the US, if I'm not mistaken. Marc Serra Solé. Marc es un abogado y sociólogo catalán, miembro de la Diputación de Barcelona desde 2023 y responsable de las carteras de acción climática y transición energética y innovación democrática, y participación ciudadana. También es responsable político de la red Participa 311, nos va a decir más sobre esto, y actualmente concejal de la oposición en el Ayuntamiento de Barcelona. Then we are in presence also of Kenjiro Higashi. We did the trip from Japan because he's the project manager of Decidim in Code for Japan, leading its adoption in Kakogawa city that he will present us and other municipalities in Japan. Kenjiro, you have a background in law from the University of Tokyo and specialize in public administration and data science. And finally, Peter, co-founder of Digidem Lab, that's a development lab and consultancy for citizen participation in Sweden that has provided digital platform like Decidim to European Commission, but also worked with New York City and various Swedish cities like the city of Gothenburg that you will present us. So Sonia, if you want to start presenting the New York City platform.
All right, so I'm hitting play on this video.
Is it starting?
Hi, I'm Hayden, the Special Projects Manager at the New York City Civic Engagement Commission. Let's dive into the world of direct democracy and participatory budgeting in New York City. So, what is participatory budgeting, or PB as we say for short? PB is a way for ordinary residents to decide how to spend part of a public budget, which is why we like to call our citywide process the People's Money. The People's Money is a process that runs in 4 phases. First, during the idea generation phase, in the fall, New Yorkers are invited to attend workshops held all across the city, where they learn about the city's budget and submit their ideas for how they think city funds should be spent. Then, in winter, residents of each borough are randomly selected to serve on borough assemblies, where these residents come together to decide what ideas go on their borough's ballot. In the spring, it's voting time. All New Yorkers age 11 and up can vote on the ballot for the borough where they reside, and anyone can vote, regardless of their immigration or incarceration status. Finally, the ideas with the highest number of votes in each borough move on to implementation, where nonprofits are selected in a competitive process to implement the winning ideas.
The People's Money!
The CEC has officially launched our 3rd year of the People's Money, and now we are waiting to hear from you what you would like to see as potential projects in your communities. Are there gaps in necessary services? Or could there be more resources to support a certain community in your neighborhood? Let us know what you think at participate.nyc.gov.
All right, thank you for your attention. Video, how do I start the slides?
It's working. Thanks. You have an idea? Oh, that's good.
Okay. Thank you And thank you for your welcome to this place, to Barcelona. I just want to thank this community for being so supportive. We have as several folks have mentioned already, we've had a very important election this week, and we're very happy about the results. And it's so heartwarming to learn how everyone has been paying attention and giving so much support. So thanks very much for that. So first of all, I just wanted to say hello. I'm glad to be here and to learn about everyone else's Decidim implementations. I'm coming to you from the Civic Engagement Commission of New York City. We were established for the purpose of restoring trust and strengthening democracy within the city by promoting civic participation for all New Yorkers. So in New York City, we have some very particular challenges that we face when it comes to online participation in democratic processes. For one thing, digital access. Many New York City households, as you see, don't. A good percentage don't have internet. Many have cellular only. And many also have no broadband subscription whatsoever, so limited internet access, and also challenges with digital literacy, where asking people to use a website may be a little bit more challenging for folks. And people have fewer devices at home for learning. People take fewer computer ed classes in underserved neighborhoods. And our goal as a commission is to really be reaching out to folks and trying to bridge that digital divide and bridge the digital gap within the city. So you just saw the video about the people's money. So I'll just go over this very briefly. Basically, we have 4 phases to our process. The first phase is what in Decidim is called proposals, so idea generation. The second phase are assemblies, where where New Yorkers come together and are selected basically at random. They have to apply, but then they're selected randomly to participate in these assemblies and assess the ideas and then decide which ones will go on the ballot. And then the next one is the voting phase, and then project implementation, where last year we dedicated $5 million to the implementation of these projects citywide. So our implementation of Decidim has been seeing a lot of improvements this year. We basically upgraded to version 0.29 from 0.26. We have some new and informative content that we hope will enable us to bridge that digital gap and help New Yorkers understand how to use the site a little bit better. And our goal for right now is to utilize the site basically to reflect the process that's going on the ground and to create some clarity and transparency around the process, the people's money. So this is our beautiful new homepage that is like so. We redid the menu a little bit to help guide people into the process and to help give people a better understanding of how the whole thing works. Content and design. We have our new homepage design. The site structure has been redone, and now we've put in some evergreen videos and embedded quite a few maps and data to help New Yorkers to understand further what's going on with the process on the ground. So this is another one of our pages, and we're making good use of these built-in menus, I think, now to really help people understand all the steps in the process. And this is how our ideas were displayed last year. So the reason that you see this, these ideas are submitted by a community member is that in the last year's process, we uploaded the ideas ourselves after the ideas were generated. on the ground by our local partners, via our local partners. So the partners held sessions, and then individuals were generating ideas during the sessions, and then the partners would give us the ideas, and we actually were uploading them to the site. But this year we're changing that. Here's another embed for events, and this is how we were displaying winning ideas for last year. This year we are improving the process a little bit. We have, so you can see for cycle 3 last year, the projects or ideas that were submitted are not as individualized. This year we're utilizing the groups feature, and we are asking the organizations that we work with on the ground to collect the ideas, and then they submit them as the organization so that we have this sort of a nice trace between the idea that was written on the paper, and then now people can go online and see it on the website, so there's this increase in transparency. And reflecting the status of an idea, so this may be a little technical for some folks here, but we're using the new statuses for the new version of Decidim that we have to sort of give a little more granularity, a better view into where in the process a person's idea is, whether it's being voted on, whether it's in the assemblies, so on and so forth. So and this is our digital equity team. I hope I'm not over time, but this is our team, our new team this year. It was established in 2024, so the team is only a year old, so we're hoping to continue to use Decidim to improve the clarity of our process for New Yorkers. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Maybe it's Marc. You can go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Sonia. So, Marc, if you want to...
Moltes gràcies. Bon dia de nou a tothom. No sé si se'm sent. Sí? Vale, perfecte. Bé, jo explicaré una miqueta el model de Diputació de Barcelona, que segurament que els que sou d'aquí més o menys coneixeu, el Participa 311, però crec que pot ser d'interès per als que potser no coneixeu tant la realitat local d'aquí, a efectes de valorar la seva replicabilitat en altres territoris. Perfecte. Bueno, província de Barcelona, per situar dades de context, que són evidents per la gent d'aquí, però per la gent que no coneix la realitat d'aquí està bé. El territori de la província de Barcelona són 311 municipis, territorialment és un 25% del país, un 25% de Catalunya. En quant a població, arriba gairebé un 75%. Per tant, és una quantitat de població rellevant. Què fan els governs de les diputacions? Doncs bàsicament treballen en l'àmbit de la realitat supramunicipal, donant suport en cooperació, en assistència als municipis, especialment reforçant aquells ajuntaments que són petits, que són mitjans i que moltes vegades no tenen els recursos econòmics tampoc per poder fer participació ciutadana de qualitat. Bé, partim d'un repte, que és el repte aquest que situava, que és com aconseguim que els municipis petits i mitjans puguin fer, i que no tenen grans recursos econòmics, puguin fer també democràcia participativa i puguin fer també participació de qualitat. I això ho treballem bàsicament amb el que anomenem el model Participa 311, que no és més que agafar la tecnologia Decidim i portar-la a l'àmbit de la província. Aquesta estratègia, l'estratègia Participa 311, és una estratègia integral que el que busca és assegurar que els municipis poden desplegar una estratègia de participació local híbrida, en el que la plataforma sigui un suport a la participació presencial, que entenem que ha de ser sobretot deliberativa. Per què parlem d'un model que preveu la participació de forma integral? Doncs bé, perquè des de la Diputació, des del govern provincial, el que fem és proveir d'una instància, que és instància Decidim, que l'oferim de forma gratuïta a tots els municipis que la volen utilitzar. Nosaltres cobrim les despeses d'allotjament, les despeses de manteniment i també les despeses d'actualització. Fem un acompanyament també tècnic, si no hi hagués segurament aquest acompanyament tècnic, i aquí aprofito per saludar les companyes de l'equip de la Diputació que fan aquesta tasca també, si no hi hagués aquest acompanyament tècnic en els municipis, doncs moltes vegades els ajuntaments no tindrien recursos propis per poder desenvolupar-ho, i sobretot treballem formant, capacitant i empoderant els tècnics de participació local perquè sàpiguen utilitzar la plataforma. Allà on hi ha tècnics de participació local, que no a tots els municipis n'hi ha, i per treballar en xarxa. Una mica la xarxa d'aquest Participa 311, d'aquest Decidim aplicat a la província de Barcelona, és una xarxa que en termes quantitatius és força potent. Tenim 132 instàncies, estem a un 40% dels municipis de la província, d'aquests 311 municipis. De fet, si mirem el total d'instàncies que hi ha de Decidim al món, el 25% d'aquestes instàncies es canalitzen a través del Participa 311 de la Diputació de Barcelona i tenim el 75% de les instàncies que hi ha a Catalunya. Altres dades que poden ser interessants i en les que estem treballant, estem fent un informe sobre l'impacte que està tenint la participació digital en concret en els pressupostos participatius a la província de Barcelona. És un informe que està ja en una fase final i que presentarem ben aviat. I n'extraiem algunes dades com que el 60% de la població de la província viu en municipis de la província de Barcelona, viu en municipis on es fan pressupostos participatius, per tant és una dada prou rellevant, i que el 80% dels pressupostos participatius que es fan a la província es fan amb tecnologia, amb la plataforma Decidim, amb aquest participa a través del Participa 311. En definitiva, i amb això tancaria aquesta primera intervenció, tenim un model basat... Crec que hi ha un altre diapo. No, vale. Tenim un model basat en la realitat local que facilita i que permet als municipis dissenyar processos adaptats a les necessitats del món local, de municipis petits i mitjans, i hem pogut desenvolupar entre tots i totes la capacitat de la plataforma de modular la seva realitat, de ser prou oberta i flexible a les necessitats de municipis molt concretes. I treballem també des de la força que ens dona la proximitat. Creiem que aquest model de Participa 311 està sent un model d'èxit en l'àmbit de la província de Barcelona i en el nostre entorn, i creiem que el fet que qui l'hagi impulsat sigui una administració supramunicipal és un model que és replicable també, o hauria de ser replicable també en altres països, on hem vist que hi ha apostes molt potents en l'àmbit, per exemple, de Brasil, del govern federal, però si ens preguntem, i això n'hem tingut ocasió de poder-ne parlar també amb representants del govern de Brasil i d'altres països, com aconseguim que el Decidim pugui desenvolupar-se també en el món local, doncs segurament que aquestes administracions supramunicipals poden jugar un paper a l'hora d'oferir les instàncies, a l'hora de donar l'acompanyament tècnic i a l'hora també de formar els tècnics de participació local, que són els que acaben fent que la plataforma funcioni, que estigui viva i que sigui útil per la ciutadania. Gràcies.
Gràcies, Marc. Kenjiro, you can take the chair. Put you like this. Yes. Just stay here. Go ahead.
Hello everyone, my name is Yasuhiro Okada, currently serving as the mayor of Kakogawa City. We have been using Decidim extremely successfully for 5 years now. Through using Decidim, we have been able to collect citizens' opinion, engage in active dialogue, and strive towards creating the future of our city together. We have been able to hear the voices of many different generations and have further been able to implement ideas proposed by the younger generations. Decidim has allowed us, the municipality, to become more open and collaborative when it comes to urban and community development. With its help, we are steadily implementing a participatory style of urban and community planning. We believe in urban and community development that is centered around citizens' well-being. We hope to create a Kakogawa where each and every one of our citizens can lead a happy and fulfilled life. For that reason as well, moving forward, we will continue to use Decidim, gather even more citizen feedback, and create the future of Kakogawa City together. We at Kakogawa City are excited and honored to work towards this goal along with all of you. Thank you very much.
We are the Decidim Fest teachers. Do you know? Understand? Yeah. Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Kenjiro Higashi from Kodoho, Japan. Today, I'm honored to share the story of Kakogawa City, how we've been co-creating citizen well-being through Decidim. And my team, Kodoho Japan, is the only Decidim service partner in Asia. Our team supports about 10 Japanese cities, like Kakogawa, in implementing, designing, and operating Decidim. Kakogawa has been one of our most inspiring collaborations. Now, please allow me to introduce Mr. Tada. Stand up, please. Tada, who is here with us today. Thank you very much. He was a city official who started the Decidim project and successfully pushed for its adoption in Kakogawa, making it the first city in Japan to use Decidim. Thank you, Mr. Tada. Kakogawa is located in Hyogo Prefecture in western Japan. It is a mid-sized regional city of about 260,000 people. It successfully balances industry, community life, and new digital initiatives. In 2020, the city launched Make Our Kakogawa. It became Japan's first and still the largest Decidim cases. The number of users in Kakogawa Decidim has reached about 5,000. The goal was simple: to make city planning more open, participatory, and citizen-driven. This slide sums up the mayor vision. First, citizen well-being, open and collaborative governance, participatory urban and community planning, voices across generations. These are not just words, they guide every part of our work. I'd like to share Kakogawa's story in 3 parts. First, the starting point. Second, the expansion phase. And third, contributing to the digital commons. Each phase shows how participatory brings us closer to citizen well-being. The first, the starting point. Our journey began with listening. High school students joined Decidim to share their ideas about digital education and community life. Their energy attracted adults to join, and soon intergenerational dialogue began online. Through this, people realized that their voices could truly shape the future. This was the start of civic well-being. The expanding phases. Participation then moved from idea to real spaces. Kakogawa used Decidim in engaged citizens in developing the central station area. The city organized XR workshops and experiments using digital twin technology, letting people visualize and test ideas in 3D. Citizens even installed artificial turf together as a prototype. This hybrid approach, both online and offline, became a new form of community well-being. That a digital twin platform named Plateau, and contributing the digital commons. Kakogawa also contributes to the digital public infrastructure that supports participation across Japan. In 2024, together with Kodoho Japan, Kakogawa City supports the upgrade to Decidim version 0.28. Now the version is 29. First, we have the Decidim design system for Japan. This is optimized for Japanese municipalities, and it's built upon both the Japanese digital agencies and Decidim's original design systems. It was released by Noriko Hayashi over here, the designer of Code for Japan, specifically optimizing the typography, layout, and accessibility for the Japanese context. Another equally crucial module is the LINE login integration. LINE is the most popular messaging application in Japan, used daily by about 95% the population. This integration was developed by programmer and Rubyist Masayoshi Takahashi over there. The integration provides two major advantages. First, citizens can easily access Decidim, use the tool they rely on. Second, Kakogawa can send push notification via LINE, ensuring users receive important message instantly, even if their email notifications are off. These contributions help make Decidim more inclusive and easier to adopt the local governments across Japan. Finally, we are piloting a new open source project called Kocho AI in Kakogawa. Kocho AI was inspired by the Talk to the City initiative. Its main goal is to analyze and visualize free text citizen feedback from surveys. The platform is designed to be highly user-friendly for local government. It allows easy data uploading and model tuning. Currently, we show Kocho AI within a full-screen iframe on Decidim, like that, ensuring the unified user interface. Our goal is deeper integration with Decidim internal data. This direct link will further enhance and streamline the entire process. These innovations are not only technical, they are social infrastructure that builds civic trust and well-being. So in Kakogawa, Decidim has not only digitalized participation, it has humanized it from students to seniors, from city planning to digital innovation. We are building a participatory future where citizen well-being is the heart of democracy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kenjiro. Yeah.
Do you press something?
Thank you, Kenjiro. And yeah, now
What?
up. It should show the previous presentation. Do you have it somewhere?
We pointed somewhere else.
Uh-huh. No. It's good for Japan again. Okay. No.
Should we move further?
Okay. No.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah? Okay.
All right. Hi, everyone. So I'm going to talk about the Gothenburg experience with Decidim. Maybe. Yeah. Is it on? You just pressed that one, didn't you? But it's this one, yeah. Okay. So I'm Petter Joelson from Digidem Lab. We are one of the Decidim partners together with our friends from Japan and 10 others, I think. And we're a cooperative business based in Gothenburg and has worked with digital participation and participatory democracy in different ways since 2016. So Decidim is one of the things that we do. We also do training, facilitation, process design, things like that. And we have worked with different cities in Sweden and internationally over the years, but our hometown of Gothenburg is one of our long-term partners. And we started organizing participatory budgets back in 2019, and the first Decidim installation was around that time. We worked with city districts, schools, and public housing companies in the city. But earlier on, we did separate Decidim installation for each project. So it's been a slow process, like going through the administration, but finally, beginning of this year, we launched a citywide Decidim installation to start to bring together all the participatory processes of the city to the same place. Maybe should say something about Gothenburg too. It's the second largest city in Sweden, 600,000 inhabitants. So a big city in the Swedish context, not in international one. But we have a really strong collaboration now with the city administration, and really happy about it. So far this year, focus has been on participatory budgets with 3 of the poorer areas in the city. This is the Decidim installation. And a lot of the thing with the participatory budgets so far is that they need to do the budget within 1 year. So a lot of the projects are like activity-based, like this free pop-up theme park in one of the areas. Some of the winning projects has also been trips or tickets to activities, like going with a bus to a water park or things like that. It's been like extremely popular, and we used this Decidim platform for the registration for these events. And it caused the website to crash once because of all the sudden traffic. So that's something that we're working on. But yeah, it's been popular. But like I said, Digidem Lab has been working with different kinds of participatory methods, and we've worked a lot with citizen assemblies in the past. Like we've done two national citizen assemblies where randomly selected but representative group of people get to meet a few times and really deep dive into an issue and make policy recommendations. And this has been a really fruitful method, we think. And we're doing the second one now in the coming months with the city of Gothenburg about climate transition. And this would be the first time that we integrate this kind of process with Decidim to develop the policy recommendations and to vote on the policy recommendations within the assembly. So we're working on a few tweaks for this to Decidim. We're going to have like a 5-point graded voting system for the proposals, and we're also doing some work on the proposal drafts to use them to develop the proposals over the different sessions of the assemblies. So this is something that we're really excited about and will do beginning of next year. Other than that, we're for the near future, we're going to add more forms of participation, like permanent assemblies in the city to the platform. We're about to implement phone-based login because a lot of the young people don't use email, and it's been a barrier for registration so far. And we also need to look at like performance and caching and things like this because of the popularity of some of the events and the sudden spikes of visitors. But I also want to say that we've always been happy to be a part of the Decidim community and all the collaboration that's happening between the different providers and the association, and really happy to continue and try to contribute more to this, to the development and the community in the future. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Peter. So I have maybe a few questions for you, and we can discuss together if you have some takes on some specific topics. So maybe I wondered about the limitations you encountered about the potentialities of Decidim, and what were the limitations? Yeah. When implementing it, and maybe what's could be missing, and yeah, I don't know if you have any input on this. Maybe Kenjiro.
Oh, thank you. I think the Decidim potential is, for example, the Kakogawa city's participation model aims to shift from the administrative design to participatory process to the co-design process, because as my presentation, that can only what younger generation can lead the participatory process, because the digital native generation is more can comment more and more productivity other than the adult senior generation. But both generations can co-create both the online and offline through the Decidim or offline workshops. So the Decidim can, let me say, emphasize on the implementing the more creative participatory processes, I think. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, per compartir una mica, jo crec que les potencialitats de Decidim, tots els que estem aquí les coneixem bé. Jo m'agradaria ressaltar algunes potencialitats que pot tenir en l'àmbit local, no de grans ciutats, sinó en l'àmbit més de territori, de municipi petit i mitjà. Hi ha una qüestió que permet una accessibilitat ampliada, que permet arribar o desenvolupar processos en l'àmbit regional, en l'àmbit comarcal, que crec que poder fer-ho sense desplaçament és una qüestió prou important i que permet també una inclusió geogràfica dels territoris. Hi ha una qüestió evident de traçabilitat i de transparència de tot el procés, una qüestió d'eficàcia també com a potencial en la gestió dels diferents processos, i la capacitat, si parlem de deliberació, de poder tenir una deliberació asincrònica, en el sentit que es puguin seguir els debats més enllà del moment en el què hi ha una pressió. El fet que tinguem el repositori Decidim permet que els debats continuïn més enllà dels focus que generen en un determinat moment. Però crec que aquí ens hem de parlar de tot, de les dues cares, i hem de poder parlar també de les limitacions, que són limitacions no tant de la plataforma Decidim, que jo crec que les ha treballat molt bé, sinó que són més limitacions al nostre entendre de la pròpia participació digital, o almenys quan s'utilitza la participació digital com a única eina. En primer lloc, les desigualtats digitals. És evident que hi ha una bretxa pel que fa a l'accés a la tecnologia i a l'accés als dispositius i a l'accés a la xarxa, a internet, i hem de treballar perquè aquesta bretxa tecnològica no sigui una bretxa democràtica, i aquest és un repte que els equips els hem de tenir sempre interioritzat. Després també que moltes vegades en l'àmbit de la participació digital el debat es produeix de forma molt fragmentada, de forma molt compartimentada, i això fa que a vegades sigui molt superficial. La plataforma o les plataformes, perquè no és un problema només de Decidim, el que permeten són debats al voltant d'una proposta, no? Però a vegades aquesta proposta té a veure amb un sistema, amb una estructura. És difícil tenir debats estructurals, no? En el marc d'una plataforma de participació. Després també una qüestió que és molt difícil de recollir, que és que quan fem deliberació en el Decidim, i s'han fet millores importants, no tenim manera d'incloure la comunicació no verbal, no? Que és molt important la comunicació no verbal. I això pot donar moltes vegades a malinterpretacions, no? En els debats que hi pot haver entre la ciutadania. I aquestes malinterpretacions moltes vegades poden portar també a un risc de polarització. Això ho veiem no només en Decidim, evidentment ho veiem en l'ús de les xarxes socials, no? Tot és m'agrada o no m'agrada, no? És difícil entrar en el matís que requereix, no? Doncs la pròpia deliberació democràtica. Hi ha un risc també, i vaig acabant, de sobrecàrrega informativa. És tanta la capacitat, no? Que té la plataforma de generar continguts, no? I d'obrir debats que a vegades el ciutadà es troba superat, no? Per la gran quantitat d'informació que hi ha a la plataforma. I la dificultat que els processos de deliberació es puguin fer amb qualitat en el marc de la plataforma. I després també preocupa, i amb això acabo, certa desconnexió entre els debats que podem tenir en el marc d'una plataforma, sigui Decidim o qualsevol altra, i els debats que hi ha al carrer. No? Crec que hem de treballar tots amb l'objectiu que el debat de la plataforma s'acosti cada vegada més al debat del carrer i que el debat del carrer ompli, no? la plataforma. Bueno, per intentar situar algunes potencialitats, algunes limitacions que les assumim com a reptes. Gràcies.
Merci, Marc. Yes, Peter, you have a...
Yeah, I mean, for us, there's always like technical development that needs to be done, and limitations like that, but I think there's a good dialogue about those things and the development. But more generally, I think it's good that the platform is not too flexible. There are limitations that make you run processes in a certain way, and that's been, like, we have been pioneering some of these methods in Sweden, and it's been good for us to be able to say, like, oh, this is the way that the platform works. This is the way you're supposed to do a participatory budget. You can't edit the proposal as an administrator, for example. There are these limitations that are steering the processes in a good direction. And this is also something that we think about now when the far right is advancing in Sweden, and they're already running a few cities in the south of Sweden. Like, what we do if we have a Decidim platform and the far right is taking over that city, like, it has to be securely proved that they can't tamper with the process, and yeah, so that's a positive limitation, I would say.
So I think for us, our challenges come more from the fact that our process is very much based on the ground, and that we, because of the digital literacy and because of the trust issues that I mentioned earlier, most of the participants work directly with communities rather than directly with the city. And so the challenge for us, I think, is translating those on-the-ground processes and discussions into a digital version, or passing through a digital system that enables all New Yorkers to have access to that. So not only the people who are able to participate on the ground. I think that ties in with one challenge that we have and one hope that we have for trying to improve our incidence of Decidim in the future is to I think Decidim has a very rather modular system, and so finding a way to create a narrative on the website that people can access and see the arc of, I submitted a proposal, what's happening to the proposal, and to sort of see everything in one place more easily and more visually kind of compelling way. That's something that we're trying to look into. So yeah.
Thank you very much. I had another question for you all. Maybe what is the participation model of your territory? Because you have cities, but Marc is more broad territory. Entonces, ¿qué es el modelo de participación de la ciudad y del territorio en general y también cuando hay, bueno, varios municipios y entonces cómo gestionar el hecho de, o in multiple neighborhood, la diferencia de cultura de participación de los técnicos, por ejemplo, de participación.
¿Para mí?
And the rest of them, yes.
Ok. No, abans he explicat una mica quin és el model que ofereix la Diputació de Barcelona per portar el Decidim a la província, el fet de que s'ofereixi la instància de forma gratuïta i he recordat que la instància no és suficient i que el que cal és acompanyar de la instància gratuïta un assessorament tècnic i també una formació i una capacitació de qui ha de fer servir la plataforma. Això m'ha faltat una capa, que és una capa molt important. Ho dèiem a l'inici avui a la benvinguda institucional. No hi pot haver tecnologia democràtica sense comunitat. Aleshores, crec que de forma encertada s'ha vingut treballant amb el model amb el que treballem per posar la comunitat al centre del desplegament del Participa 311. El nom d'aquest projecte és el de, o això es concreta amb una instància pròpia, que és la comunitat 311, que és la comunitat de la qual formen part tots els tècnics de participació local dels diferents municipis que tenen Decidim i que els hi permet a ells també poder compartir solucions reals adaptades a la realitat dels seus contextos. Pensem en contextos com molt locals i que a vegades es poden comparar l'un amb l'altre, que poden ajudar a replicar diferents iniciatives que s'han desenvolupat o resoldre problemes compartits. Tot això ens ha vingut portant a generar una mena de xarxa col·laborativa de coneixement col·lectiu molt situat i molt adaptat a la realitat de cada municipi. I si em preguntessin quina és la clau de l'èxit d'aquesta implementació, podríem dir gairebé massiva, en l'àmbit de la província de Barcelona, que ens ha permès tenir 130 instàncies, doncs segurament que no és només el fet d'oferir, com deia, la instància de forma gratuïta, sinó que és poder treballar de forma qualitativa a aquesta comunitat, treballar també el sentiment de pertinença de qui utilitza Decidim i generar aquesta xarxa col·laborativa que ha permès que uns aprenguin dels altres i vegin el valor de la plataforma. Gràcies.
Merci. I don't know if you have any input. I can also rephrase my question if it wasn't clear. It can happen. Like, what's the participation model of the city, and maybe also dealing with the specificities of each neighborhood, because you're all presenting 3 big cities and maybe with very different...
Yeah, I can try to answer. I mean, in Gothenburg, we've mainly been working in sort of poorer areas in the city, and it's been taking time to build the trust in the process. And this, I mean, people have phones and they use the digital things, but it's more an issue of a lack of trust in the local government, and that has you have to build that over time, basically. And we've done a lot of like physical events, like campaign workshops and things like that. And we did an interesting study over 3 years together with Nesta in the UK about local participation, and we really saw how these local events were feeding into the digital process and helping the process along. But also like having one participator budget and having people see the results, that's going to be the most effective way to get more participants the next time. So I think it has to be built over a few years.
For New York City, actually our process is very much geared towards addressing those gaps in trust with local and sort of hyper-local participants. Justamente we work with, the organizations we work with are focused very much in like very small sections of the neighborhood, or like very focused on specific communities. So in that regard, we're trying to directly address kind of those gaps. We have a program, our task force for racial equity, that has designated certain neighborhoods as more in need of attention and more in need of services, being underserved. So those neighborhoods were identified during the pandemic as having fewer services that were necessary at that time. So we're really targeting those particular neighborhoods in our programs and running those idea generation sessions in those neighborhoods via organizations that have historically worked directly with those communities. So, yeah.
Okay. To continue from what I said, just explain that co-design participatory model process help us cross the distance between residents and local government. But in many Japanese local governments, it has historically been difficult to efficiently reflect student opinions and into the public policy. But with Decidim, I think Decidim can propose by Decidim and discuss about the component debate and act on idea as my presentation that about the city planning, about the central station area. So around this themes like the digital education and the development I just explained. So the volume comments in Kakogawa as Decidim have reached about 3,000 comments during these 5 years. So our vision is embedded participation as part of public policy, not as a one-time event, but it is ultimately we aim to build a participation culture where citizen well-being is the foundation of governance. A city where people don't just raise their voices to see their voices that take shape for the future of city. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Maybe I still have time for one question because we passed to open floor, so you can also ask your question. Or maybe a short question. Then we can maybe have some more time for the attendance. But what are the challenges for the future of Decidim in your opinion? Maybe because you are working day to day with it, or with people working with it, and as an association, etc. Sí. Gràcies.
Un repte, no?, que estem treballant i que és un projecte molt concret que encara no està acabat, però que està work in progress i que volia avui compartir amb vosaltres, és la possibilitat d'introduir algun mecanisme d'intel·ligència artificial dintre de la plataforma Decidim. Això ho estem impulsant des de la Diputació de Barcelona, especialment en l'àmbit dels pressupostos participatius, amb un projecte que treballem conjuntament amb la Generalitat de Catalunya. Abans us compartia dada, el 60% dels municipis de la província de Barcelona estan fent pressupostos participatius, el 80% d'aquests pressupostos participatius es fan en Decidim i hem identificat, no, com el cert risc, no, que moltes vegades hi ha un desajust entre les expectatives que té la ciutadania quan utilitza Decidim, no, i els propis criteris tècnics que hi ha a l'hora de formular un projecte de pressupostos participatius. Ja sigui perquè la ciutadania no coneix, a vegades, o se'ls fa difícil conèixer els límits legals, tècnics o econòmics, o bé també perquè els propis tècnics que fan una valoració algunes vegades potser aquesta valoració no és prou tècnica, no?, i acaben venint, no?, com mandats polítics, i això ho hem viscut a la ciutat de Barcelona recentment, no?, que dificulten que alguns projectes puguin tirar endavant. D'alguna forma volem atacar això i a la vegada també reduir la càrrega administrativa que tenen especialment els tècnics municipals a l'hora de fer les valoracions de projectes. Penseu que en una ciutat com Barcelona, a la darrera edició de pressupostos participatius crec que van entrar uns 2.000 projectes, en els municipis municipis petits n'entren menys, però estem parlant de 100, 150, 200 projectes que s'han de valorar tècnicament i que això implica un munt d'esforços. I a la vegada també una manca de comprensió moltes vegades per la ciutadania dels limitants i dels requisits que s'estableixen en les bases de la convocatòria de pressupostos participatius. Per tant, anant a lo concret, el que proposem és desenvolupar i tastar un model d'IA integrat al Participa 311 i que després que sigui de codi obert, que sigui incorporable, evidentment, en el mòdul de Decidim, que permeti doncs, poder donar informació de context i orientativa sobre el cost estimat de cada una de les intervencions. Per exemple, una proposta, vull fer un carril bici, no? Quant costa aquest carril bici? No? O vull modificar una plaça i transformar-la posant-hi verd. Quant pot costar això? Per un ciutadà comú és molt difícil d'imaginar. Una millora d'un equipament. No? Per tant, acompanyar en tot aquest procés, accedint a dades tècniques sobre quan costa un mòdul, quan costa el metre quadrat, quan costa l'obra pública, per tant, facilitar tota aquesta part de la formulació. Després també poder donar suggeriments per millor claredat i precisió a l'hora de formular la proposta, donar informació al ciutadà sobre si la proposta que està fent s'ajusta o no als criteris que estan definits a les bases, que moltes vegades el ciutadà no ho sap si s'ajusta a aquests criteris, i després, evidentment, que sigui una eina també al servei dels tècnics i tècniques municipals, que aquí n'hi ha alguns, doncs, que són els que han de fer una validació de costos, una redacció d'informes tècnics, que això ho pot facilitar, i també han de motivar per què deneguen les propostes rebutjades. Creiem també que políticament és interessant perquè ha de contribuir a aquest petit robot, a aquest projecte d'intel·ligència artificial, que la validació tècnica dels projectes realment sigui tècnica, i no acabi sent a vegades un veto polític a determinats projectes, com deia, com ens hem trobat en algunes ocasions. Per tant, en definitiva, treballem amb aquesta petita contribució que esperem que ben aviat pugui compartir-se en tota la xarxa. El calendari amb el que treballem és que meitats de l'any que ve puguem tenir ja la prova pilot funcionant i que la puguem compartir amb tots vosaltres, millorar-la, treballar-la i que sigui útil. Gràcies.
Thank you. Very interesting, and I think it will be a good apportation also for your different use cases. And I don't know if you have any take on this.
So I think one challenge that we're seeing, or one potential future challenge might be, I think, the very platform of Ruby on Rails, particularly in the United States. It's rather difficult to find software developers relative to the newer platforms for front-end development, such as like React and Node.js, so on and so forth. But I think for me, something that's come up again, and what Peter said before, that there's a certain like in the Decidim modules, there's a certain lack of flexibility, and so maybe finding creative solutions for making the platform more easy to adapt for various use cases. I think that's sort of broadly speaking two thoughts that I have around the future of Decidim.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, more generally for our Swedish case, because Gothenburg is one thing, but most people in Sweden live in small towns or cities. Like we have 300 municipalities, but the typical one is like 50,000 people. So we're still trying to figure out how can we provide citizen participation for all of these. They generally have not much resources locally to run processes, and I think Decidim in many ways is like a big city platform. So we're going to look to find ways, like, do we have like a common Decidim for a lot of cities, or how do we get around this this case?
In Japan, the launch of Kakogawa Decidim in 2020 significantly boosted interest in digital democracy for Mr. Tada-san. As a result, many new platforms in Japan has been developed with Decidim as a benchmark. This project shows that digital tools can effectively engage citizens is local government. So our ultimate goal is to ensure the platforms like Decidim and other platforms are accessible to everyone, anytime. To achieve this, I promise our Code for Japan committed to the continuous improvement, working closely with our committee to be here. Thank you.
I think we can, well, first give you a round of applause for all the good initiatives and the presentations. It was very nice to hear. And I think we have room for questions well, good, we have room for questions. I think we have two interventions that are going to start, so maybe first, I don't know who wants to start first, and then we can have open questions. So it's Christophe, I think. Is it working?
Can you hear me now? Yeah, okay. So my name is Christophe Collinet. I'm from the city and the metropolis of Bordeaux. And I'm here more to deliver a testimony than to ask a question. But that we use Decidim for 3 years now in the metropolis of Bordeaux. So metropolis, it's more than 28 cities around Bordeaux, and it represents 1 million inhabitants. So that's something which is quite important for France. And I wanted also to talk about CC4DR, the coalitions for the city coalitions for the digital rights that we are. It was mentioned by Arnao during the keynote, and to say that we now chair the European chapter of the coalition. We are proud of it, but we have also it's a big challenge for us. And to invite you to the second IDRD, so the International Rights International Data Rights Day for the second time on the 10th and the 11th of December. So I hope you will be a lot of you to join this day. This is important for us to make one day dedicated to digital rights. So I would be happy to have you on board too.
Where is it?
It's everywhere. Each city can organize the day.
Nice.
We have everything to support you for the organization of the day. So if you want, I remain at your disposal to explain if you want. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And maybe then Jordi Opart from UNDP.
Yes, good morning everyone. My name is Jordi Llopart. I'm from Barcelona, but I work for the United Nations Development Programme, and I'm very pleased to be here and very happy that the colleagues from Decidim Fest have invited us, so I really appreciate that. At UNDP, we work on this space of open and inclusive public sphere, and we've been working closely with partners using platforms like Decidim. In Paraguay and Guatemala, for instance, with a lot of success, we've seen firsthand how impactful these tools can be for opening decision-making. But we also have seen and learned that technology isn't enough, right? So, and there's been some conversations in this panel about strategies to make sure that really deliver impact. Digital platforms need to be embedded in a broader ecosystem of inclusion, right? So in our case, we teamed up with People Powered. As you know, together we run webinars and how civic tech, including Decidim and other tools, can make participation more inclusive. And we launched the digital guide to participation platforms, which helps governments and civil society choose the right tools and use them well. We're also moving from ideas into action with digital participation clinics and hands-on workshops that help our country offices. We have country offices in 170 countries and territories, so we work with our country offices to make sure that governance challenges and the right digital solutions are matched. And so it's very important for us to make sure that we support efforts and we act as a bridge to connect governments, civil society, and technology partners so that digital participation doesn't just digitalize all processes, and it has been said here that this goes above and beyond that, but truly upgrades civic engagement to be more open, inclusive, and impactful. So there have been some conversations in this panel, but I have a question that I would like to ask the panelists to further elaborate on. How do you make sure digital participation is not only broad, but it's truly inclusive and meaningful, number one? And what strategies or design principles have you worked on, or best practices, to ensure the high quality contributions and bring voices that are often left out? I mean, there were some discussions in New York and also in the province of Barcelona on how do you make this possible in terms of, but the whole inclusiveness package and the whole inclusive ecosystem in which these digital platforms operate, we would want to learn a little bit more from you and hopefully support you in making sure that this inclusiveness runs throughout everything we do on this space. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't know if you have answers.
There I am. Good morning, everyone.
We are taking all the questions first.
Is this one before?
No, there was a first question, and then maybe we can take them as we go. They just answer, and then you
Okay.
can ask your questions. Sorry. Go ahead.
Is this on? Yeah. One thing we did early on was to do user testing of the platform with people who had Swedish as their second language. So, because we found that like the translation and the clarity of the language of the platform is really important. We can't use like special terms that normal people don't really get. So communication-wise, that was important. Locally, for the city districts, we have been organizing workshops to help the local government to identify like key people and organizations in the neighborhood that they can use to reach people locally, to map out the sort of local ecosystem around organizations, meeting places, cultural events, and to use these to reach the local population. So, and that's also been successful, we find. And I mean, other than that, it's just like following up and trying to get feedback as much as possible to improve the process. And over time, like the local people running the process are really getting really good at catching these things and like building a connection with local civil society to improve the process.
It's very similar to what you're doing, Sonia, in New York City, no?
Yeah. In addition, I think we pay quite a lot of attention to accessibility principles and plain language principles for our website. The recent redesign, we essentially rewrote all of our content to be in plain language, which shockingly it was not before. And quite a few city websites are still not in plain language, which is like sort of difficult to comprehend, but anyway, yeah. So we're working on it as a city and as a commission. Accessibility standards, AA, which is perhaps not as good as we could do, but could be better. But up to the most recent accessibility standards. We also, within the Civic Engagement Commission, we have a group that that focuses specifically on providing language access for elections. And so this subgroup can also give us information about languages and the various utilities of different translations that are needed. So we do have, we're working on human translations, I think in 10 or 13 languages for parts of the website. For the Commission's website, we already have those translations, and then using an application for translation for the rest. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, and I think cultural literacy is also like a very important factor that we're trying to consider. So trying to address cultural gaps and trust gaps that may lead people not to want to use certain parts of the website. So, for example, for the voting process, we don't ask people to provide personally identifying information. We ask they just use their phone number to cast a vote. So there are a lot of ways that we try to address those gaps. But I would love to hear ideas as well from. Yeah.
Sí, la pregunta que feia el Jordi de com podem fer que la participació digital sigui inclusiva i accessible. Jo aquesta pregunta l'elevaria amb una prèvia, de dir com fem que la participació ciutadana en general sigui inclusiva i accessible. I aquí hi ha una responsabilitat política importantíssima, perquè la participació, perquè els espais realment siguin inclusius i accessibles, és molt important quina agenda es fixa. Aleshores, l'agenda que hi ha i que es debat, contesto en termes molt polítics, que és el que em pertoca, l'agenda que hi ha i que es debat moltes vegades no respon a la necessitat de la gent treballadora, no respon a la necessitat de les famílies monomarentals, no respon a la necessitat de les persones d'origen divers, i és evident que si l'agenda que es construeix políticament i que es discuteix en els espais de participació no responen a aquesta realitat, doncs després els espais de participació, també els presencials, no representen, evidentment, aquesta realitat. Per tant, hi ha un tema polític de construcció d'agenda i també de fer que quan la gent ve tingui la sensació de que no perd el temps, que ve, que pot parlar, però que també pot decidir. Un marge d'incidència real hi ha d'haver, perquè si no els espais es buiden de diversitat d'alguna manera, i ens trobem només amb els participadors habituals, que és la gent que està dintre de la dinàmica dels diferents òrgans o d'espais de participació. Parlant específicament de participació digital i agafant per bones les experiències també de Nova York, el que comentava la companya, de la traducció importantíssima de la pròpia plataforma per arribar a persones d'origen divers, jo el que voldria subratllar és la necessitat que la participació digital es vegi no com a una finalitat en si mateix, sinó com una eina al servei del model de participació. Per tant, que treballem en un model de participació híbrida en el qual la participació digital sigui un suport en aquesta participació híbrida. I això què vol dir? Això vol dir que si fem uns pressupostos participatius hi hagin espais també presencials per votar i que aquests espais presencials no només siguin fixes, sinó que vagin a buscar la gent al carrer. I jo podria parlar de l'experiència que vam liderar des de l'Ajuntament de Barcelona, jo conec més el mandat passat, que és quan nosaltres estàvem a govern, en el que hi havia carros que anaven a buscar en el mercat, que anaven a buscar les sortides de les escoles, i d'aquesta manera és com vam aconseguir una votació del voltant de 30-40.000 persones i una participació durant tot el procés de, no recordo exactament les xifres, però elevada, 60-80.000 persones. Crec que això és fonamental, això el que implica, també per dir-ho tot, invertir. No hi haurà inclusió i accessibilitat, sinó políticament no ens creiem la participació ciutadana i si invertim en recursos humans que són els que fan que aquesta participació sigui realment inclusiva.
I am impressed with the common approach in Japanese context, especially municipality, tend to view digital participation platform as a means of cost saving and efficiency. So therefore the challenge we observe making the extra effort to truly involve citizens is actually what many Japanese local governments are struggling to realize today. So I want to study today's use case for back to the Japan local government.
I'm not sure we have time for another question. I'm sorry, I don't see the person that wanted to ask it, but we have to close because we are late. I'm really sorry. But if you have any question, I think the speakers will be happy to answer you and to discuss, I hope. But yes. And there is coffee and some things to eat, so you are also welcome to go there. Thank you very much.